You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
A sit-down interview with the man accused in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis speaking with investigator Vanessa Murphy. A quick note, our team was not allowed to put a microphone on Davis due to security. That's why we've included subtitles.
The trial surrounding the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago is just days away. We were given the rare opportunity to sit down with the man at the center of it all, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, face to face while he waits here in jail. Did you have anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't even in the matter. I wasn't in the matter, period.
Do you regret the book and the interview?
Yeah, I was just after the money, and they said I was covered. I did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And
but did anyone tell you maybe it's not a good idea to do that because they might arrest you after they hear you say that or read it in your book? Like, did anyone close to you say, not a good idea?
That was a ghostwriter's did it. I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no Winston Churchill, Frank Sinatra. Just read the book. You know I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? And the black thing, the lady, she gave me $150,000.
But then when I was watching the interview this week, and the way you sort of go through it by play, like then this happened, it's very believable.
They wrote me a script to follow. My lawyer came with the script. It seemed like he was in bed with them the whole time.
When you were talking in this interview about Tupac's murder and when you were doing this book, were you considering maybe his family at all?
No, I just did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to feed my family. You know what I'm saying? And it's wrong. It's just wrong. I'm an innocent man. And they said, yeah, crib. I haven't been around that stuff since like 89. I stopped that stuff, pulled up my pants. I'm not no leader or no Crips or none of that stuff. That's wrong. They just trying to make their case look good or something. He's a leader of the Crips. He's way up there in the Crips. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's no color line. I'm messing with Bloods, Crips, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was just the leader of the Crips. I helped Suge Knight get that record company together. You know what I'm saying?
You reap what you sow. Keefe D gotta be one of the dumbest criminals I ever witnessed my entire life. What up, my people? Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. Keefe D's dumbass. The man who was in the car that unalived my favorite artist of all time, definitely my favorite rapper and a lot of people's favorite rapper. He was an activist. He was damn near a prophet. He was just so many things to so many people. He was a real genuine artist and he was damn near a genius when it comes to music. You took him away. You took that gift that he gave the world. You stopped that all because he punched your nephew, and Orlando Anderson is the guy who really unalived Tupac Shakur. But we know that you're an accessory to unaliving if you're there in the process of someone getting unalived. So he was in the car. He handed his nephew Orlando Anderson the pew pew and. That's what happened, and Orlando Anderson did what he did and unalived Tupac for being jumped after the Mike Tyson fight. Now, should Tupac have should he have not punched Orlando Anderson and knocked him out, and then after he knocked him out, all the rest of the death row and all them, they all jumped him, but Pac didn't tell them, hey, let's jump this dude. No, he just went over there, fought him man to man, took off on him, and then they decided to jump him. Pac didn't say, hey, we going over here and we jumping this nigga. That's not what happened. But he did. Tupac swung first and knocked Orlando Anderson down to the ground. That's been reported on. That's been told on these interviews. Now, Keefe D. Like just the dumbest. She said, "Hey, what do you think? What's your like defense? What you gonna be?" He said, "I wasn't even in Las Vegas." Now his defense is he wasn't even in Las Vegas, and she asked him about why would you go on these interviews and tell this crime that you committed? Why would you do that? He said, "Oh, the Vlad thing, that was a script. They had a script." And while he's saying it, he's literally laughing. He's got a big ass shit-eating grin on his face. He said, they gave me a script. That was a script. Yeah, that lady paid me $150,000. Ain't nobody pay you $150,000 for no interview. Definitely not Vlad. Vlad paid, the highest he paid a celebrity to do an interview was $50,000. That was 6ix9ine. So he definitely ain't pay you no $150,000. So what lady you're talking about, who knows? His lies just be crazy. So he claims he wasn't even in Vegas, even though we have people like Mob James who seen Keefe D in Vegas. But this is an all-time, this is what we call you reap what you sow. This is like an all-time epic when keeping it real goes wrong. When all money ain't good money, right? This is that. Because he said, I did it all for the money. Yeah, all money is not good money, even if it's legit money, like writing a book or doing an interview. That was legit things. That's not, he wasn't committing a crime doing those things. But what he's speaking on is a crime that he committed, and damn near the ultimate crime, which was just taking someone's life. So if y'all don't know, Keefe D had a proffer agreement. They used to call it Queen for a Day. Because what a proffer is, you sit down with a detective. He had caught a drug charge. To get out of the drug charge, he was involved with the death of Tupac Shakur. So to get out of the drug charge, he was given immunity to speak about what happened to Tupac and how he was unalived and what role he played. And he ultimately did that. And said that he was in a car. It was 4 people in the car. He handed he said where he got the pow from. He said how he got the pew pew. He said he handed I don't know if it was him or somebody else in the car, but they handed the pew pew to Orlando Anderson, and Orlando Anderson shot and unalived Tupac. He told all that. The car they was driving was seen in Las Vegas. But what you can't do, right? That's why it's called Queen for a Day. Key words, for a day. You are given immunity to tell the crime that you committed for that day, at that time. After that, if you go on interviews or you go telling people what you did, you can be charged for that crime because the agreement is only for that day you're given immunity. You're not given immunity for the rest of your life. And I think Keefe D is so dumb that he really thought, I got a proffer, I snitched on my nephew, snitched on myself to get out this drug charge. So I'm good to go. I cannot be arrested for this. They probably told him that, and he didn't understand that he could only say that for that day. Because he just listening to this dude, you can tell he is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, my guy. He just ain't. We gotta call a spade a spade. He wanted the money. He wanted the fame. He boasted and bragged about. He didn't show no remorse or nothing. No, not one bit of remorse about unaliving somebody that didn't do nothing to him. All dude did was punch on and knock out his nephew, and he wanted to unalive somebody, and he was proud of that. He was so proud of that, he wrote a book about it. And to say that, he said, well, she said, why would you write? Did anybody tell you? She said, did anybody say to you in your life, which somebody should have said, this is not a good idea to put this in a book and put it out to the world? Did anybody say? He said, if you read the book, you could tell. He said, he pretty much said, I can't read. I can't even write. If you read the book, I don't know nothing about no Winston Churchill and whoever the hell. he's blaming it on. I got a ghostwriter, a co-writer, a ghostwriter that wrote it for me. Yeah, but these are the ideas that you told him, and because you're not a writer, of course, all these celebrities, not all of them, but most celebrities that write books, they're not writing it themselves. They're not typing it themselves. They are getting with a writer who does this professionally, and they're writing it for them. But you're giving them the words. You're giving them the story of your life or whatever you're going to tell. They're just putting it in a book form, in a written professional way where people can read it and understand it. So these are his ideas coming from his own mouth of what he did. He had a lot of details in that story, and not details that you just make up. He even went so far in detail. He said he told us what Pac was doing right before Orlando, before they shot him. He was hanging out the window. This is how they found Tupac. Tupac was hanging out the window as he's known to do. Y'all done seen the videos of him flicking off the camera, yelling shit and talking shit, hanging out the window. He liked to do that shit. He was hanging out the window, hollering at some females, and that's how he got spotted by them, because they were driving around looking. If Pac wouldn't have did that and he just stayed in the car and never popped out the window, he might be alive today for real. But because he did that, he was hollering at these chicks who was either behind him or in front of him or on the side. They was, oh shit, dude hanging out the window. Who? Oh, that's Pac. There you go, right there. So he gave us details like that, like he was hanging out the window, and the way he said it, it was like Tupac, like he was just so, like Tupac was just so stupid or braggadocious, and like he was mad at Tupac, like, oh stupid, he's stupid. He was out hanging out the window hollering at girls. Yeah, we found he was doing all this and all that. This man showed no remorse. He deserves to be punished. And I didn't put it in the video. I cut it off. But in the video, in the interview, he says that he was given a plea deal that he did not take because he's 63, 67, something like that. He said the average age of American is like 73, 75, something like that. He said and the plea deal was supposed to be anywhere from 10 to 25 years. He said if I get 10 years, I'm gonna be gone if I take that plea deal. So that, I mean, I guess that does make sense for him to not take the plea deal because he is up in age and that he is that old. That 10 years he probably will rot in jail. He won't get out. So I get why he's trying to fight it to the bitter end, because really this is the only choice he got. Because if he pleads, he's never getting out. But he has a chance to win and get out. Do I think he's going to win? No, hell no. I think he's going to be found guilty. And for real, when news of this first broke, it surprised the hell out of me. I did not think anyone was going to be held accountable for the death of Tupac Shakur. It had been, 30 years? When it happened, the shooting, he died in 96. They charged him in 2000, it was like damn near 30 years. So I never thought that my favorite artist would have justice for would receive justice at all, because had been so long. But he went on so many interviews and told this story that it's like, and it wasn't just like one interview, it was a book and then a whole bunch of interviews, a lot of them, detail, hour long, 2 hours long, detailing what exactly happened. Vlad literally asked every question you can ask somebody that you would want to know that participated in this. He did this. He did. I know it's I can't even say innocent until proven guilty, because he admitted to it, not only in the proffer agreement, but also in the interviews and in his book. He admitted it 3 different ways. In the proffer agreement, where he snitched on himself, in the book, and in all these interviews. He snitched on himself. He said he did this. He was in the car with the person that unalived him. And obviously, you can be charged with murder if you're in that situation. And then he's still doing interviews. And by the way, the trial starts soon. I'm gonna be tuned in like a week from now. Literally a week, 7 days. It's the 3rd, about to be the 4th. The trial starts August 10th. And right before that, you're on national TV telling the world what your defense is. I mean, that's gotta be one of the, that's right there is stupid. So now you're giving the prosecution more ammo to know what your strategy is going into trial, so they can work out a strategy to go around that, to beat your strategy. Why would you tell? That's like giving your enemy your game plans, or the team you going up against. Oh, here go my game plan. Here's my calls. Here's how I'm gonna do my calls. This is what this means. This means that. Just all the way around the board, dumb, stupid. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. 7-day memberships, $1.99 a month. If you do sign up for the membership, I will shout your name out in every video. Shout out to John Paul. Keep your head up and your eyes open. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7-day